I think I found the perfect device to help you and your athletes invert. Excited to share it with you. Welcome to the Pole Vault vlog. My name is Shawn Francis. On this channel, we talk everything flinging people with a stick. It's also called pole vaulting. It's commercial time. This video is sponsored by me and everything that I create to help you pole vault higher. That's why I do what I do. We have training plans and pole vault courses and this book, which will instantly raise your IQ and probably that PR too. All of this, including the book, is available at team-hoot.com. Oh, and Black Friday through Cyber Monday of this weekend, everything's 10% off. Everything. Let's talk about that inverting device. But let's start with the story. Once upon a time, 2 years ago, I stayed at Ryland Pole Vault for 6 whole weeks. While I was there, I saw this device hanging from a high bar. Daniel told me that his brother John Ryland built the thing to help their pole vaulters learn to invert better. I was intrigued, so I tried it, and I loved it. I immediately told John he needs to sell these things so he can help more pole vaulters. 2 years later, and we have the angle bar. And vaulters inverted happily ever after. Pretty good story, if I don't say so myself. Alright, stories aside, here is why I love it. In my book, I mentioned that to invert, which is a common problem a lot of pole vaulters have, you need strength and you need technique. You need both of those things. I also mentioned that if you don't have the strength to get inverted, no technique will save your life and get you upside down. That's not how that works. You need the strength first, but you also need the technique. But strength first and the technique. And that's why I love the angle bar, because it helps with both. Let me explain. The angle bar builds inverting strength, and I am the worst test subject because I could already invert. This is actually a prototype. This is like the first version they had out to send me to kind of test and play with, and I tested it on my dad's high school pole vaulters. If vaulters could not get inverted, I sent them to the angle bar. And lo and behold, after a few weeks on the angle bar, they were able to invert on a high bar, and more importantly, they were able to invert on a pole. Awesome all around. Worked on my dad's vaulters. So you need strength and you need technique. The angle bar helps with pole vault technique. So 2 things happen while vaulters are learning to invert. The first is that they fall off the pole or they flag, right? They look like a flag on a pole. So because of how this device is set up, your feet are squeezing that sliding device, keeping you tight to the pole the whole entire time while you're inverting, or the chain, which is the equivalent of the pole, and it helps you stay tight to the pole because the farther you get off the pole, the more energy you lose, and this teaches you to stay tight to the pole. It avoids the flagging and avoids falling off the pole. And 2, pole vaulters struggle to know what to do with their hands. They just don't know what to do with their hands. Talladega. Great movie. So the pole vault happens in a split second, and this device allows you to slow down enough to know where to put your hands and to get a lot of reps knowing where to put your hands. I teach taking your right hand and putting it on your right quad. This device allows you to do that. It also lets you figure out what to do with the timing of the bottom hand, because if you don't allow the bottom hand to come in at the right time, your feet will shoot out and you will be unable to get inverted. Here you can practice the timing of when to put your bottom arm in while moving your hand towards your quad. It's just awesome. Did I also mention it helps you not get stuck in the bucket in the way that if these are my hips and these are my feet, that it allows your feet bucket to go up while your shoulders are dropping. It allows this motion instead of just this motion, which tends to happen on a high bar for a lot of kids or a pole. Hips are what clears bars, not feet, and this device helps you learn how to raise your hips and lower those shoulders and get upside down and be comfortable upside down, which is super awkward for anybody because most of my life I haven't been walking on my hands. So that's why pole vault's kind of weird for a lot of people, especially when getting upside down. And last but not least, you can use this anywhere. I just put it on my deck and did it on my deck. Piece of cake. This summer, I put it on my tree out front. We were doing it on the tree. I have brought it to parks where we put it on like monkey bars. You can do it at the track, obviously. You can get better at pole vaulting at home. And now more than ever, we need that. My wife also mentioned that it's pretty light. Like, it's heavy duty, but it's not. It's light enough where you can bring it with you. Shove it into a backpack or carry it to all these places. That's the angle bar. It's been no secret that I love the Rylands. I just think what they're doing and what they represent is incredible. And they reached out to me and wanted to support the Pole Vault initiative. So when you order an angle bar from RylandPoleVault.com, if you go to the bottom, there will be a code where you can put in TEAM HOOT. And what's going to happen is a percentage of the proceeds from the angle bar will come to the Pole Vault initiative, so we can keep that alive and keep giving money to pole vault programs. God, I love the Rylands. Isn't that awesome? So I'll remind you one more time. Remember to use that code. So John Ryland makes all of these by hand. I watched him make a few of them, and it's really cool to watch. He likes to do it, but he only has a limited supply on hand right now before Christmas. So make sure you get on this as fast as you can and order them before they're gone, so we can have a bunch of kids learn how to invert over Christmas break. I got a little sass in there. I don't know where that came from. That's it. What do you guys think about this? Next week, after Cyber Monday, we will draw a winner for the Pole Vault initiative. Can't wait. And thank you guys again for doing that. Remember, Black Friday this weekend. Order a whole bunch of Team Hoot stuff. Remember, no matter what they tell you, there is more than one way to pole vault. I'll see you in the next one.